Hey everyone, my name is Reggie and welcome to my channel. Today I'm really excited to share with you a video that is inspired by International Women's Day. In this video I'm going to be talking about my favorite feminist books. If you're new here, I highly recommend subscribing to this channel. I post new videos about books and writing and storytelling. This first one on my list actually just came out, but I had an e-arc of it, so I did get to read it, and I'm excited to recommend it for you today, and that is a book of poetry by Amanda Lovelace called The Witch Doesn't Burn in This One. If you've been following my channel for a bit, you probably know I'm not the biggest fan of modern day poetry. However, I really liked this collection. I think it was a little obvious, a little over the top, and a little repetitive, but I loved how powerful it was and how vengeful Amanda was in her word choice. And she was very ruthless and decisive, and this is just the way it is, and this is how I'm going to empower you. And I really liked that about it, and I definitely recommend you pick it up. It will take you no time to read it all. Next up, I have to talk to you about Moxie by Jennifer Matthew. This is a fabulous piece of feminist fiction. This book follows our main character, Viv, who goes to school in a small Texas town, and because of the circumstances surrounding how much the town loves football, and because the star football player's dad is the principal of her school, the football players can get away with pretty much anything. Just very inappropriate and sexist behavior. At a certain point, our main character Viv says enough is enough, and she produces an anonymous zine and distributes it within the girls' bathrooms. And this starts a feminist revolution in her school and her town, and it's wonderful. I love it so much. It's so inspiring and passionate. Next up, I want to talk about two short nonfiction pieces of work that I absolutely love. They're both by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, and the first one is We Should All Be Feminist, and the second is Dear I.J. Wele, or A Feminist Manifesto in 15 Suggestions. I love both of these. I prefer Dear I.J. Wele, but they're both so powerful and so good. We Should All Be Feminist is based off of Chimamanda's TED Talk that she gave, and the second is based on a letter she wrote to her friend after her friend asked her how to raise her daughter to be feminist. But I definitely think they're both worth your time. They're super short, definitely worth checking out. Next up, I have Codename Verity by Elizabeth Wein. This is a historical fiction book set in World War II, where we have a girl who is a spy and a girl who is a pilot in a plane. They're best friends, and as they're on a mission, they have airplane trouble and their plane goes down. Our main character, who is a spy, is captured and interrogated by the Gestapo, and this is her story of what happened. Why I think this book is so feminist is, one, because we see these girls doing things that you wouldn't expect them to be doing in this time period, and other people in their time period wouldn't expect them to be doing, but they've persevered, they're doing it. This is also one of the most pure and wonderful female friendships in YA, in literature in general, and I love it so much. I think it's so great. Next up, we have Walk on Earth, a Stranger by Rae Carson. This follows our main character, Leah Westfall, who is growing up in the South during the time of the gold rush. She has the ability to sense gold, and because of that, her parents are targeted, a tragedy strikes, and she is forced to flee west. She flees there in search of gold, in search of freedom, and it's her journey kind of crossing and figuring out what her life means now. In order to flee west, Leah dresses herself as a boy to disguise herself, and in order to be able to do labor positions in order to help pay for her way. Because of that cross-dressing functionality, we really see what is important to her about being a woman and a female. She also gets her period during this journey, which I think is handled so beautifully, and also actually builds Leah up as a character. It's not just that she gets it, it's that it's used to build her as a character and what's going on with her. She has a lot of journeys and battles she has to face internally about what she wants to do, what she wants her identity to be, how she wants to be seen. And a lot of that ties into her being a woman, especially in this time period. I think it's wonderfully executed. I love this book so much. I love Rae Carson so much. And the last book I have to talk to you about today is the best feminist book in my opinion, and that is The Female of the Species by Mindy McGinnis. This is a book that tackles rape culture and sexism and feminism so beautifully. I love it so much. If you've been on my channel before, you've probably heard me talk about this book because I talk about it all the time. However, if you haven't, this book follows our main character, Alex, whose older sister, Anna, was raped and murdered. The suspect for this crime was never convicted because there wasn't enough evidence. And because of this, Alex decides to take revenge in her own hands. Beyond playing out this feminist revenge fantasy plot, we also get really solid and grounded discussions, examples, experiences that tackle rape culture, feminism, womanhood. It's super visceral, super raw, super emotional, but it's so deeply affecting in its truth that it says and what it says about rape culture and feminism and being a woman in today's society. So those are some of my favorite feminist books. However, that is in no way an inclusive list because it doesn't involve some of my favorite female characters. It doesn't include a lot of my favorite female authors, and it doesn't include just a lot of books I haven't read yet. So what I'd like for you to do now that we've reached the end of this video is comment down below and let me know a book that you think I should read that is feminist in nature that you think I would enjoy. I know there's a ton of them and a lot of them are on my TBR, but I'd love to hear what some of your favorites are. That is all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, give this video a thumbs up. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Baby, I beg you, yeah.